If your groceries felt more expensive this weekend, you are not imagining it. The latest Household Affordability Index shows prices are still climbing even for basic tax-free food items. Add in rising fuel cost and the pressure on household budgets just keeps growing. So what's behind these hikes and how can families cope? Our business reporter, Ntokozo Khumalo, is joining us in studio to have that conversation. A very good morning to you, Ntokozo.
Good morning.
I thought you were going to come with seven colors or several colors to come and explain to us what's happening with our plates.
Well, not quite, Aldrin, and I haven't done my grocery shopping, so I'm hoping where I'm going afterwards, I get to get some goodies. Looking at ways or businesses that are actually trying to fill that gap when it comes to those rising food prices. And the reason I say that we're not imagining it, we may have made about a 23 Rand saving on the food baskets in the month of June. But I suppose when you get to the aisle, you always get a Coke and the chocolate. So that 23 Rand saving is gone anyway. And that data, Aldrin, is out of the latest Household Affordability Index by the Pietermaritzburg Economic Justice and Dignity Group. And that was for the month of June. And I suppose the importance here is really to outline to consumers the importance of looking at such data on an annual basis, because it gives you a more accurate picture of how you should navigate your finances and your budget. So according to the latest one, the area that it's most expensive on a monthly basis is in Springbok, Northern Cape. Johannesburg comes in quite closely, Mtuba in KZN, and then Cape Town. Those are the areas that pay the most for the monthly basket. And it's concerning, Aldrin, when you consider the unemployment rates in such communities, particularly Springbok, Mtuba, and the minimum wage, which is below the necessary food basket that gives families the nutrition that they need. So those are some of the key concerns when we look then. That annual picture, Aldrin, the importance of that, when we look at something like maize meal, it may have dropped 1% over June, so being slightly cheaper than it was in May. But when you look at the same time last year, it actually increased 17%, with people paying for a 30 kilogram of maize, 351 Rand 60 cents in June. That's up from 301 Rand from the same period last year. So that gives you an indication of just how much more you are finding yourself, or a lot of South African households are finding themselves having to add just to meet the nutritional needs that their families require. Already a lot of things cut out of the budget. And we did speak, or I spoke to Mervyn Abrahams with Economic Justice, and he pointed out to some key concerns, particularly as we get those warnings that we might see a fuel price increase. July being saving month, you know, so consumers being conscious about their budgets and where they could save. This is what he had to say when it comes to concerns that we could be edging back to that high inflationary territory.
Of 44 foods for a household of 7 now stand at 5,443 Rand, which is greater than a national minimum wage. And when we consider that households prioritize transport expenses, they prioritize electricity expenses before they prioritize food, then we see that electricity and transport consume plus minus 57% of a national minimum wage, leaving something in the region of about 1,900 Rand for food purchases. And when we divide that amongst 4 persons, then we arrive at a figure of about 490 Rand per person per month, which is way below the food poverty line of 793 Rand.
And at the end of the day, also, Ntokozo, this is also about nutrition, which is very, very important. We've had reports around stunting in the country and the impact that that has on a child's brain development, but the solutions are needed.
Yeah.
And how do we get those solutions?
Yeah, immediate solutions. And I suppose it needs to start from the ground up. Of course, the organization saying this kind of data is essential for governments when it comes to those social development needs of the country, because then you can identify where the shortfalls are. So after this, I'm hoping to go out to Dipsloot and to Alex. There's some interesting businesses that are doing something, trying to fill the gap. I don't know if you've ever experienced the month, Aldrin, where it's just those last few days before
they
payday.
call it Mampara,
Mampara week. You don't need the full 5 kg of meal or of rice. You just need a cup or 2 cups.
I'm excited.
So I'm hoping to take a look at those kind of businesses that are trying to fill that rising cost by offering what you need for that moment and not the whole package.
I love that. I love that. I look forward to the package as well. Look forward to the package. Ntokozo Khumalo there. On some of the solutions also that are required and businesses that are coming up with these solutions. So you want to look forward to what she has in her basket, which does not include several colors.
Yeah.